As you all know, each week we ask you to send in questions and comments and thoughts. And one of the questions I've been getting a lot lately is about the difference between an in-house facilitator, trainer, or an external person, and when to bring in an external person versus keeping with your in-house L&D staff. And there's a lot of reasons why people bring in outside help for learning and development related issues. So a lot of times training departments are very small. Sometimes it's a one-person HR operation. I've also been part of huge ones that are organizations that are over 10,000 employees, and the team supporting them is actually 4 people. And so if you have a large initiative or a big change happening, you're not able to do it with simply 4 people. Your existing team may be working on everyday work, their normal grind. And so if you have a special project coming up, or you need to scale really fast, that's the time to bring in an external person who can come help you with strategy, facilitation, etc. A lot of people talk about job or career shifts, but they don't talk about career maps. And one of the things we wanted to talk about with you today is, do you have a career map? Not just what's your current job and what do you want your next one to be, but what do you see your trajectory? For younger people, that might mean where they want to end up in the long term. They might not know, but they might have a goal that they're aiming towards. For people who are 20, 30 years into their career, that might be, when do they plan on retiring? When do they want to, go out on their own, or whatever the case may be. It goes both ways. It's a two-way street here, because if you are not telling your employees that you value them through your actions and your plans with them, a lot of people will jump ship within 90 days. Within 90 days of a job, I don't know the percentage off the top of my head, but I know that it's a significant amount. If they're not happy, they will move very quickly. And the idea that, it's just they should be happy to be there is not congruent with where we are in the marketplace. And one of the most expensive things is to find replacement workers. You've already put this much time in the search. If you have to do the search again in 90 days for the same role, that's going to hurt you. That's going to hurt you where it counts. So I just want to make sure that everyone on both sides of the house know that you're both being evaluated, and to bring your A game, of course, and to reach out if you don't know how to do it. A lot of times it's not that people don't want to. It's not that they don't want to give the resources to the new employees, but they don't know what a new employee needs, especially if they're hiring a senior level person for the first time, or if they're bringing on 50 new entry level employees. That's also overwhelming. So there's different layers to that. And I think that when you consult someone who's done it before, who can help you with some guidelines and some best practices on, these are some things you should incorporate in these plans, that can really help you. The expression set SMART goals, right? SMART. Be specific, make sure it's measurable, make sure it's actually attainable, make sure it's realistic, make sure it's timely. But I like to talk about smarter goals. The E is for evaluating, and the R is for reassessing once you've evaluated. So you want to make sure that you're setting specific goals, that they're actually achievable, and that you have timelines attached to it. So one of the things we like to do is, once you've set a goal, it's very easy. It's very easy to reverse engineer it and figure out, what do I need to do? How do I break it down so I can achieve this in the number of days, weeks, months, years I have to do it? And one of the things that I actually do is, I have my clients do as well. I have them create a list. I want to see, what are their life goals? What are their annual goals? What are their quarterly goals? And what are their, of course, monthly goals, which feeds then into your daily and weekly agenda items. And the reason why this works is because it's so much easier once you've actually identified what your goal is. How to get there is easy. You create steps, you create an action plan, you can break it down. One of the things I'm going to do is, I'm going to reach out to 5 people every week. I'm either going to apply to a job post, I'm going to reach out to a contact, I'm going to go speak to someone about the job that I'm looking for. That's easy to check off whether or not you've accomplished it or not. Is it attainable? Yes, I have time in my schedule to reach out to 5 people this week. Is it realistic? Yes, I'm ready. I have the skills. I have the qualifications. I have my resume updated. I have my LinkedIn updated. I'm ready to go. Is it timely? When do you want to achieve this by? By December 31st, 2020, I want to be in a new role within an organization. Okay, Great. And then you add my little ER to the end of it. So at the end of 30 days, you've set those specific parameters. You should be evaluating. You should be saying, okay, I've spent 30 days. How many people have I reached out to? Is my resume responding to people? Are people interacting with my LinkedIn profile? You know, you want to assess that. And then comes the R, which is reassess and say, you know what? I've been reaching out to 5 people a week and it's not enough. Or I've been reaching out to 5 people a week and I'm feeling overwhelmed and I need to scale it back to 3. So